Making sure the tracks are straight on the chalk line, use the correct nails to secure the track to the floor at intervals of 600 millimeters. Cut the one side of the track far enough to accommodate the other track and the board. Fold the metal down and secure it. Using the spirit level, plumb and secure an ultra steel stud to the existing wall. It is very important that the ultra steel stud is perfectly straight, as this will be the guide for the ceiling tracks. Measure and mark the ceiling on both sides of where the track should be with a chalk line. You will need help from an assistant to mark the ceiling. Secure the ceiling tracks into the branding along the chalk line using drywall screws. Cut the studs 1 centimeter shorter than the distance between the floor and the ceiling. This space will accommodate the natural movement of the building. Studs are twisted into place at 600 millimeter intervals and all face the same direction. Ultra steel studs must sit plumb against the tracks. Corners have 3 studs. Place 1 in each track, making sure to leave a gap the distance of the rhino board you are using between the first and the second stud. This space is for the cladding. The last stud is added to the first. Pop rivet the top and the bottom to secure all 3 studs. Once all the studs are correctly in place, mark their location on the ceiling and the floor with a pencil. These marks will show you exactly where to place the drywall screws. In the planning of your room, you decided where the cupboards were going to be. Now measure and mark out the studs where the cupboards will be located. If an extra strong wall is required, secure the studs 300 millimeters apart where you intend installing cupboards, shelves and other heavy objects. Move the door frame into the space. Secure an ultra steel stud to either side of the frame, remembering to use rhino board offcuts between the door frame and the studs. This will ensure that the board fits neatly into the frame. Create a flange from the floor tracks and secure it to the floor over the door flanges. Take another track and cut it 150 millimeters longer than the top of the door frame. Cut the sides of the track at 75 millimeters and bend the ultra steel track down. Slot the track above the door and secure it with a pop rivet. Measure and cut a piece of ultra steel stud to fit vertically above the door frame. All plumbing and electrical piping and wiring can now be installed. Holes can be drilled directly through the studs to accommodate the wiring and piping, securing them using rubber grommets or other suitable material. Light boxes can be directly pop riveted to the outside of the stud, while plugs need to be more securely fastened, and therefore it is recommended that a track is placed above and below the plug, as is easily demonstrated.